Thank you to Manus for sponsoring this video. Click the link in the description to go to Manus and build alongside me. I've been really impressed with Manus so far. And in this video, I'm going to test its new feature of building a full stack application with a backend database and user authentication all within one platform. And I'm not going to stop there. I'm also going to add a Stripe integration through Manus. And honestly, this is the best implementation that I've seen so far of a vibe coding tool integrating with Stripe. So you are going to want to see it. And to make it even better, we add email notifications through Manus as well. And this is all through Manus's native platform. I didn't have to create an account on anything else to add this functionality. Let's jump in. So we're going to build a web app with full backend and user authentication here in Manus. You want to make sure you select the website toggle here when you're building a web app, and you're going to see how easy it is to actually build this with all of the backend authentication that Manus has built in. So I want to build an app for local businesses. This is an idea that I've had for a little while to help them collect reviews. The local business gets a QR code, so the customer could scan the QR code, leave a review, and then get entered to win something, such as getting entered to win $500, so they're incentivized. So this is a real idea that I've had for a while, so I figured I would use it for this example. So I'm going to go ahead and send off that prompt to Manus. And the other thing that I'm really curious about in this video is how Manus is going to compare to tools like Bolt and Lovable. So these are tools that are kind of purpose-built for building web apps. That's all they've ever done, whereas Manus is known as kind of a general AI agent. It can do a lot of different tasks. This web app building is a little bit newer for it, where it has the database integrated, the user authentication integrated. So I'm really curious to see how it compares and if it's something that I would potentially use instead of other tools. So right off the bat, I see that it has its file system, and it's even created a to-do file essentially, which is kind of interesting. It's a really good way for the AI agent to kind of see what's done, what to do. And now it's just going to start building out the app. So we'll come back once I have something to show you. And just to jump in here real quick, what's cool is on the left side, you can see the task progress for the overall project that Manus is going through. So right now it's implementing the backend API and database helpers, and then it's going to build the business dashboard, create public review submission interface, test the application, and deliver the final application. So we can see exactly where it is in the process. The other thing that's cool is you can actually view Manus's computer, which is here. So we can see exactly what it's doing. So we have our first version of our app created. On the right side, we can preview it. We also can click this button to see the actual code that was generated, and all the files here are generated by Manus. We're going to have a dashboard once it's published. We're going to have some analytics, which is pretty cool that it has that built in. We have a database, so users, which is managed by the system with Manus authentication. So authentication means how users log in and sign up for your app. So here we can see by default, it has me because I am logged into Manus. For campaigns and reviews, those two are empty right now, but it has built out the data tables for that. There's a file storage as well. And then you can also manage a few more things. So you can change the name if you want. Once it's publicly launched, we can add a custom domain if we want. You can hide the Manus badge from the website. Here under domains, again, you can publish your site and get a custom domain if you like, or a subdomain. There's also the capability to integrate payments, which is really cool that this is built in here to Manus as well. And then for secrets, we have the API secret keys. So Stripe, it's going to have you add your API keys if you want to have payments, for example, but secret keys are basically the way to connect to other services. So this could be for OpenAI, for AI features, for Stripe, for payments, Twilio for sending SMS or email. So there's a lot of functionality that you can add on here with the secrets. So let's go back to our preview and actually test this out. So if I click start collecting reviews, so I'm logged in here as my account, it automatically logs you in. We can then create a campaign. So let's say we are a coffee shop. Campaign name is Reviews Summer, and tell customers what the campaign is about. Let us know what you think. And then we'll say enter to win $500 of coffee. So this would be the incentive text. So we'll create the campaign. So now the campaign is active. I can click on it. Here is the QR code, and this QR code looks like it's going to this URL, which we'll test in a second. And then we'll be able to see what's happening, reviews, average rating, status, and everything here. So why don't I go ahead and publish, and let's visit the site. So here I'll log in, and now here we are. Let me just go to this URL so we can see what that looks like. So it looks like there might be an error because when I went to that URL, it says page not found. So let's go back to the AI builder and see if we can debug this. So please make sure the QR code for reviews has the right base URL. The app is this. So that should solve it. So yeah, so that was the issue. This is not the actual URL for our app. And of course, if you had your own custom domain, you would basically put in whatever it is. So it could be, localqrreview.com, something like that. So just make sure that it's going to the right place. So I can see it is now working, but I want to make sure we're displaying that right URL in the actual app. Okay, great. And now I can see that under the QR code, it has the correct URL, which is perfect. So let's actually test out this URL and see how it works. So here we go, special offer. I did a new one, so now it's 100. So let's test it out, 5 stars. So we're gonna go ahead and submit this review. And then thank you, your review has been submitted. So if we go to our reviews for our shop, this is the one that I left the review for. Total reviews, average rating, great. So perfect, that's now working. So what I wanna do now is enhance the review page by adding social media sharing buttons for Facebook, Twitter, and WhatsApp. Add a copy link. I like the idea of having a link to share your review on Google, because I think that's one of the best things that businesses could have. So let's say enhance the review page by adding a share to Google button. And then all we have to do is go back to our dashboard and we have to add the Google review URL. So why don't I get one real quick? So I'm just pasting in one from a coffee shop. And now let's test this again. If we go to review/2, and then here we go, share review on Google, I can click that and it opens up on this URL. So cool that we got that all to work. And then just to show you how this is all working in the back end, if we go to the database, we can see that here under our campaigns, we can see the 2 that we've created. And then we can see the reviews that were created as well. So all of this is being stored here in Manus. So I want to build 2 more features. One is going to be a Stripe integration. So let's say we wanted to turn this into a real SaaS app. We're going to test that out with Manus using their Stripe integration that's built natively. And then we're also going to add notifications using this notification feature. So let's do this first, then we're going to do Stripe right afterwards. So we're going to click this button, and what that's going to do is send a message to Manus saying, help me add custom notifications in the website. So it's as simple as that. It's just asking the AI to do it, and then it's going to create those for us. And then it just intelligently knows what we would want notifications for. It's going to allow business owners to receive new notifications when reviews are submitted, and it's going to implement this using the built-in notifications API. I'm really impressed with how much functionality is built in. So like if I want to add email notifications, email is going to be built in and it can do that. Okay, so this is now added. Business owners now receive instant notifications whenever customers submit reviews. So let's test this out. I'm going to go ahead and why don't we submit a review and see how it works. So I know the URL was review and then /2 because we just created 2. So let me submit this and see if it actually works. You get an email now, and I do. Let me show you what this looks like. So this email was sent to me as the coffee shop owner after the review, which is really nice. So I didn't have to build like a Twilio integration or SendGrid. It just has emails built in automatically. I'll get to Stripe in a second, but I do want to quickly show you this analytics dashboard, which is pretty cool. So we can see page views, visits, visitors, duration, bounce rate. So kind of like Google Analytics, just built into Manus. So now we're going to go back to the settings. We're going to go to payment and we're going to click Start Payment Integration. So it intelligently came up with what we would want to do, which is monetizing the platform by offering subscription plans for local businesses. Something that I really like about Manus and how it's handling this is it created a Stripe sandbox, and then I can claim the temporary sandbox within 60 days. So what this means is I don't have to go and create a sandbox on my Stripe account. It's going to configure it for us. And then if we go past this testing phase and actually want to start collecting payments, then I can claim it and then set it up as our own Stripe account. So that part's really cool and something that makes it Really easy to test out and test out what adding Stripe functionality would be like. All right, so it says Stripe billing is now complete. We now have tiers, with the free tier having 1 campaign and limited reviews. Pro is unlimited, and Enterprise, it says advanced features. I don't know if it built those advanced features yet, but we have at least these tiers for payment. And then it looks like it has payment, the Stripe checkout, webhooks, and we can test this with the payment card, the Stripe test card, which is all 4 twos. So let's test it out. Let's go back to the dashboard, and then let's go to the pricing page. So we built out this full pricing page. Let's click Get Started. So we did get an error, no such price. Okay, so let's click Fix It. So very nice that Manus has that easy debugging. So it says it works. Let's click Get Started and see what happens. And yeah, it did. So now it opened up a Stripe payment page in this sandbox. And like I said before, we can basically claim that sandbox and then set it up with real payments. Why don't I publish it and then do it on the actual app to see how the full flow looks, so we're not in the preview. So now we can check it out by going to the upgrade button. We're going to click Get Started. We'll put in all of the test card information. So we're going to subscribe. And now for the moment of truth, is it going to send us back to Manus successfully? And here we go. It didn't work. Or on Pro, if I click upgrade, now it has this on my current plan and I can upgrade to the next one. That is really impressive. This can be really tricky to get right with any vibe coding tool, or even if you're not using vibe coding tools, to get the webhooks to work correctly, send back the information to Manus so that it knows what our status is. So the fact that it was able to manage all of that is really, really impressive. Okay, so we have built a full SaaS app using Manus. We've used their backend database. We've built email notifications. We even integrated Stripe, all within one platform. This is only one use case that Manus can do. There's a lot more. So check out our previous video where we built out a slideshow. We built out an agent for lead research, a website landing page. So we did a lot more with Manus, but I hope that you enjoyed this video and learn something alongside me. Leave a comment below to let me know what you think of Manus, and click the link in the description to go to Manus. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel to get even more content like this, and we'll see you in the next video.